bordering Guyana, we have Baboon Island, Slangen Island, meaning Snake Island. Wow, they like naming their islands after animals. Okay, we're ready for some more action. I'm Camilla, I make travel and geography related videos, and today we are zooming in on Suriname. Suriname, where I can find jaguars, sloths, and wooden Dutch colonial buildings. Let's zoom in. Suriname lies in northern South America. It borders Guyana to the west, Brazil to the south, to the east French Guiana, an overseas department of France, and the Atlantic Ocean to the north. Islands of Suriname include Stoelmans Island, lying here between rivers, bordering French Guiana, and bordering Guyana we have Baboon Island, Slangen Island, meaning Snake Island, and Papagaaien Island, meaning Parrot Island. Wow, they like naming their islands after animals. Oh, and Long Island here. The northernmost point of the country is here, at the beach touching the Atlantic Ocean. The easternmost point lies here, touching French Guiana. The southernmost point is to be found here on the border with Brazil, at 1.8 degrees north, almost touching the equator. And the westernmost point lies right there, touching Guyana. Suriname is the smallest country in South America and is the world's 90th biggest country, just bigger than Tunisia and just smaller than Uruguay, and comes on number 165 in population with about 580,000 people. Wow, that's not many people. Even little Luxembourg has more people than that. Suriname has a super low population density, with 3.5 people per square kilometers, making it the fourth least densely populated country. As for life expectancy, in 1960 the number was 59.7 years. In 2019, the number has climbed to 71.7 years. That's 12 more years. That's a big change. And where do all these people live? The capital city and biggest city is Paramaribo. The next biggest city or town with 18,000 people is Lelydorp. The official language of Suriname is Dutch, because Suriname was long under Dutch rule from the 17th century. There are multiple other regional languages. Suriname-Togo is an English-based Creole language and is a widely used lingua franca. Suriname in Dutch is Suriname, and the name Suriname may derive from indigenous people called the Surinen, who lived at the area at the time when the Europeans first arrived. Now let's see what Paramaribo looks like in street view. Okay, here is Paramaribo. Close towns are Nieuw Amsterdam, Meerzorg, Lelydorp, Uitkijk, Onverwacht, Onverdacht. If you speak Dutch, you should go and zoom into Suriname yourself and see the towns, because it's fun to see the Dutch names in South America. Let's see what Paramaribo has to offer. There is a zoo, Sint Petrus en Paulus Basiliek van Paramaribo, Fort Zeelandia, pretpark and amusement park, hospital. Okay, let's take a closer look. I'm gonna just try to go there. Alright, it is nighttime in Paramaribo. I can see this huge tree. Buses parked and some cars. Here are some shops. Onze vlag, our flag. I think it looks like a bus station. I'm not sure if that's true though. Once a king, always a king. That's a fun bus. Cool colors. Ooh, another shop. Faisal Snacks. Oh, they sell bread, rice dishes, and drinks. Het beste voor uw baby. The best for your baby. This is a market. Wow, there's a lot of life in this town. Let's see what else we can see. Here is a palm town, palm tree garden. Let's see what that looks like. Wow, this certainly is a palm tree garden. So many beautiful palm trees. I wonder what this is used for. Whoa, this is a beautiful garden. Many benches to sit on. A fountain. Super green grass. This is gorgeous. I'm gonna talk about Paramaribo later in the travel suggestions. I think this also is a cool place to visit. You can walk around on these paths. Beautiful park. Landscapes! Let's start with the topography map. Okay, it is clear that the elevation rises as we move inland. Let's start with the northernmost parts. The coastal plains are flat, and some areas are even as much as 1.5 meters below sea level. Hey, Suriname has more in common with the Netherlands. Here we can find forests and swamps, and the land is fertile, good for agriculture. As we move to the south, there is more forest to be found. Actually, about 80% of the country's area is classified to be tropical rainforest. I think it looks beautiful here. As we see on the map, the elevation is the highest in the south, and the forest is even more dense. There is no street view at all here. This is remote. Fortunately, Google Earth Studio still lets us zoom in on this area so we can see it. It's pretty amazing. The tallest point of Suriname lies in the center of the country and is called Juliana Top, and lies at an elevation of 1280 meters or 4199 feet. Rivers! The longest river in Suriname is the Corantyne River. It originates in the Akarai Mountains in Guyana, then forms the border between Guyana and Suriname from this point, runs north and empties in the Atlantic Ocean. Wow, that water is blue! The longest river that only runs through Suriname is the Suriname River. That's an easy name to remember. It originates in the Suriname Highlands, runs towards the low-lying north and through this huge body of water, streams through capital city Paramaribo and empties into the Atlantic Ocean. Lakes. Yeah, what is that huge body of water I just mentioned? It is called Brokopondo and is a reservoir. Depending on the current water level, it is one of the largest reservoirs in the world, flooding almost a whole % of the country. The dam was constructed to produce electricity to use for the aluminum plants, but it was also used to give electricity to Paramaribo. Let's do random street view. Okay, where are we going in Suriname? I want to try this place in the middle of the forest. Let's see what happens there. And we're in a river with a current and some rocks. And look at that forest. It is so beautiful to see that much green. And there's a riverbank with sand. There's a boat. What is this? Vakantie Island, vacation island. You can probably stay here. Isadu.com if you're interested. Whoa, look at this. This just seems so remote. When I picked it on the map, there was just forest around there. Just imagine all the animals you can see there. Probably many birds and butterflies. I kind of want to pay a visit to the beach. So let's see if maybe we can go to the beach. We can try there. See what it looks like there. Maybe we'll see neighboring country Guyana. Okay, so I see some grass first. Here are some buildings, colorful buildings. And it is windy as we look at these palm trees. It is windy here. And these look like banana trees. Speed limit's 50 here. Is that a cow? I'm not sure. Yeah, and behind this is the ocean. And they have built a zeedijk. Graag schoonhouden. Please keep clean. So apparently they built a dike to keep the water away. Maybe this is one of the places that lies underneath sea level. So they've built like a hill to protect the land from the water. And here are some stairs up to see the sea. I'm curious as to what lies behind here. The garbage can. Yes, I found another place where we can see street view. And this time I found the ocean. Oh, they built a huge building around this. So this is what happens the other side of the dike. And here is the ocean. The Atlantic Ocean seen from Suriname. This looks like Hindu sign. I'm not sure if that is. But I know there are multiple religions in Suriname. Opposite side time. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. I think we'll land someplace cool. I put my ruler in the capital city Paramaribo, move it for 20,000 kilometers around the globe, and well, we almost hit land. We're in the middle of Indonesia, in the Banda Sea. And I think the closest land is this little island. Time for some travel suggestions. We are landing at the international airport, and let's start our Suriname adventure off in Paramaribo. You can walk around in the inner city to get your first impressions and see the wooden Dutch colonial buildings. If you're hungry, you could visit the Paramaribo Central Market and get some local food. Sit down and relax at the Onafhankelijkheidsplein. Ha! Try saying that fast. Onafhankelijkheidsplein. It's fun to speak Dutch. Yeah, it means Independence Square. And here's where you can find some of the most important buildings in Suriname. The colonial government buildings and the presidential palace. Okay, we're ready for some more action. Let's start to explore the country by boats. In the Kommerwijne River, just east from Paramaribo. There's a trip organized by Orange Travel. And you'll get to visit a plantation in Frederiksdorp. And see plantation houses. Pay a visit to Fort New Amsterdam, an open air museum, and you'll even get the opportunity to see dolphins. And of course, you'll get to see the nature of Suriname with a view from the river. So that's an experience. Now get ready for the last travel suggestion and big adventure I have planned for you. It is the Raleigh Vallon Nature Preserve. This lies a bit further away. I think the easiest way to get here is by an organized tour. You'll take the bus from Paramaribo to the town Wittagron, which takes about 4 hours. From there, you will travel by boat through this river, and yeah, there are piranhas here. After a long boat ride, you'll arrive at the nature reserve. Here you can see waterfalls, you can hike the Volsberg. That's a cool mountain. It lies about 200 meters above the forest. Just imagine the view from here. Animals that live in the area include the jaguar, giant armadillo, giant otter, and sloth. Pretty cool, huh? Suriname is one of the least densely populated countries on Earth, giving room for these really cool animals living in this dense, thick forests. And all this where people speak Dutch. These were some geographical facts on Suriname. Next time we're gonna go back to Africa to Sudan. And we're zooming out. Thank you for watching, guys.